Thank you for watching, and remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your support.
And discuss this.
All right, Jen, I know where
yours.
you are. I think I'm with you, Jen. Daylight year-round. No more changing clocks.
I don't even care. I just hate the time change. I just don't mess with time.
I agree. Time change, and not only do I want the time change, I think we need to set the clocks back every weekend so that when we get up in the morning on Saturday, where it's actually like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
That better be a choice on your question today, Jen.
Yeah.
And by the way, Reynolds and I, on the weekend show that tomorrow morning, I think, Reynolds, we're actually talking to a congressperson in Georgia who has proposed legislation to stop changing the clock and just make it daylight saving time.
There's a lot of states.
There's a lot of states that are coming on board with this kind of thing. They are really
It's really
trying.
tough in the northern latitudes when it gets dark at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, it just makes
Or it gets bright at like 3 a.m. in the morning.
Or it gets
so
bright at
I
3
get
a.m.
the challenges.
The whole purpose of that really isn't a purpose anymore, right?
Right.
For the
Or it
farm?
wasn't ever. I asked a farmer once, and they said we just go with the light, you know. I mean, back in the day when they didn't have these tractors and all the, headlights and everything else that they have today, lots of lighting. Anyway,
well, there you go.
We will have fun with this one today, and you guys have a weather. So now we bring in onshore flow and rain falling, and the fact that at high tide we'll be dealing with that kind of issue again tomorrow, and we are worried about more flooding. So let's take you through the forecast. We have our low pressure that is causing all the rain today in Florida. This is going to be on the move. Here we go, bringing it over into the Atlantic, crosses over the state of Florida, and now we've got our low sitting just off the shore. Now you know the direction the air moves around a low, right? It moves in a counterclockwise direction. So that's going to push an onshore flow into South Carolina, into parts of North Carolina as well. The fact that we have a high pressure up here that's pretty strong as well, and air moves clockwise around the high pressure is going to mean a stronger onshore flow, and that wind direction actually is going to be really critical. If it is exactly pointed onshore, you are going to be looking at quite an impact there when it comes to the tidal flooding. Now, in terms of the winds, they're going to be gusty. Look at winds 30, 35 miles per hour in Charleston tomorrow morning. You'll have that wind chill factor out there too, actually all day long, and we'll see winds potentially 40 to 50 when that low skirts just off the southeast coast. If we can get an offshore wind, that would help us out with the tidal flooding, Reynolds, here. But that's really something. It becomes a nowcast because it's subtleties. South Florida today. So let's take you downtown and talk more about what's happening here across South Florida, where we take you into Miami. Look at the rain around. 2 batches of thunderstorms, one offshore, and then another one that is moving up here north through the Florida Keys, right over Key Largo right now. And then we have all of this moving in around Everglades City and up towards Fort Myers. We picked up more than 1.5 inches of rain already, and there's more to come. So I want to take you through the forecast for today, and you can see how, as we get into the lunchtime hour, the radar looks very similar to what we're dealing with right now. So this is the forecast mode, expecting showers and some thunderstorms continuous here. Now, the more that we, keep this rain around, atmosphere kind of stabilizing a little bit, so maybe that cuts back on the amount of severe that we might have, but there's still going to be some heavy rain concerns. And we get into this afternoon and towards the dinner hour. Look at 6 o'clock. We've got one last big batch of rain and storms coming on through, and that continues into the overnight. Now, this is 2 a.m. Here we go, Miami. We're not done. We've got thunderstorms still yet to come through into the overnight hours. Let's focus in on Tampa, because we also have a lot of rain around this morning here, and it's not so much in the way of thunder and lightning. It's just rain, and some of that has been heavy at times. That's going to continue for us pretty much throughout the day. You can see lunchtime is wet, and then we keep it going as we get right into the afternoon hours. Breaks up a little bit by this point, but it's not done by any means. Still storms. Yeah. Now you're like trying to shut it. Yes. You're like, okay, great, we had enough. We have enough. In Seattle, we do still need more rain, actually, though, here in many other spots. Here it comes today. There's a line of showers, skinny little line of really heavy rain that is now pushing in with some gusty winds.
Absolutely. So you got the scattered showers in places like Cape Disappointment. If you're in the Columbia River Basin, you're going to see the rain coming down there. But high aloft, it's going to be possibly some snow showers, but Seattle, it's all rain top to bottom, Jen.
Yeah, I mean, so look at this forecast. Rain today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I mean, for the foreseeable future, right? November is our rainiest month of the year, so this is not that surprising.
Absolutely. So we're going to keep it overcast there. The plume moisture, we've got plenty of it. I mean, the Pacific Ocean is the planet's single largest geographical feature, and it is working right now. You see that low cranking on that moisture? The Congo line continues, Jen.
I mean, there's so many little swirlies up here, sort of within this whole big low, but the feature that we're looking at is where's the moisture pointed? And as we get into the next 24 hours, a lot of it pointed here down into Oregon and even Northern California.
Absolutely. So the heavy rain coming in, we like that aspect. Any places, though, that are devoid of vegetation, from the one of many wildfires we had out west, there will be the threat of possibly some flooding and maybe some mudslides, Jen.
Yeah, I mean, that's always the concern, right? Here, too much at once. Here, we won't see this as sort of the biggest rain event in terms of the amount of moisture in this atmospheric river, but it'll be a decent one. And so because it's also repeating itself so many times here, it's going to be adding up. And snow levels do start dropping by the end of the weekend.
They certainly do. And although we're focused on the Pacific Northwest, the story doesn't begin or end at the water's edge. We see it moving well across the Great Basin, even into the Central Rockies at times. But we've got another one coming too early next week.
Yes, and so you can see how this surge comes in farther to the south. And now we get the Bay Area and points southward there, Santa Barbara. We get showers coming in, some heavy at times.
Yeah, but you saw a lot of wind with this one, no doubt about it. And as we breeze our way into this part of it, Medford, we will see a couple of days where you'll have a trade-off of sun and clouds, but overwhelmingly it's not going to last yet.
Yeah, more clouds than sun, that's for sure. And you look at this rainfall, I mean, it just adds up the most up here in Washington and Oregon because we get the continuous rain without a whole lot of breaks here. But I think, you know, especially Northern California, Southern Oregon, a lot of this could come at once, and that's what we'll have to worry about flooding or flash flooding.
You know how we talked about how this moisture is not going to stop at the water's edge?
Yeah.
One great example.